You will rule Egypt for 22 years. Longer than any king before you who wore a woman's face. You will become one of Egypt's most successful rulers. Then your name is cut from every wall you paid for. Your statues, broken and buried in a pit behind your own temple. Your final moment is not the night you die. That comes decades later, inside a small box no one has opened yet. You don't know that yet. Level 1. The Borrowed Crown. You are 12 years old. Thebes, 1495 BC. Your father is King Thutmose I. He rules an empire stretched thin along one river. You are his daughter. Daughters do not sit on that throne. But you are something else too. A body meant for a king's bed. Later, a king's mother. The temple oil on your hands still smells of myrrh. Thick and sweet. From this morning's rite, it will not wash out by evening. You are already God's wife of Amun. A title heavier than any crown a girl your age should carry. Your half-brother will be king soon. You will be his wife. This has always been the plan for a daughter like you. No one has asked what you plan to do with it. You are the only one in this room who does not yet know what that title will cost you. Decades from now, long after this morning is forgotten. Level 2. The God's Wife. You are 13 years old. Thebes, 1493 BC. Your father is dead. Your half-brother wears the double crown now. Thutmose II, 20 years old, sickly, uncertain of the army's loyalty. You become his great royal wife within the year. The wedding feast lasts 3 days. More wine poured than the storehouses can easily replace. The priests give you a second title. Older than any queen's crown. God's wife of Amun. It comes with land, grain stores, a staff of priests who answer only to you. A queen's wife owns jewelry. A god's wife owns temples. You are already learning the difference. His health worries the court physicians more than anyone says aloud. He tires by midday. He coughs through the winter months. No one uses the word regent yet. Not where you can hear it. But the calculation has already started. Behind several sets of eyes in this room. Level 3. The Empty Throne. You are 28 years old. Thebes, 1479 BC. Thutmose II is dead. His reign, one no one will remember as remarkable. His heir is a boy of 2 or 3. Born to a lesser wife named Iset. A woman with no temple of her own. No army behind her name. Not your son, your own daughter. Neferer is grown, sharp, capable. A daughter cannot rule Egypt. The court needs a regent. Someone to hold the throne steady until the boy can hold a scepter himself. They choose you. For 7 years, you sign his decrees in his name. You wear his authority like borrowed cloth. Cut for another body. It fits better than anyone expected. Better, some whisper quietly in the corridors. Than it should. You do not correct the whisper. 7 years is a long time to hold something you were only meant to borrow. Long enough to start believing the throne remembers your hands better than his. Long enough that some in the court have quietly stopped saying the word regent at all. Level 4. The False Beard. You are 34 years old. Karnak, 1473 BC. Regent is not enough anymore. In the 7th year of the boy's reign, you take the full titles of a king. Not beside him, above him. Sculptors carve you now with a king's broad shoulders. A king's kilt. A ceremonial beard. Strapped in gold wire under your chin. Cold against the skin at dawn ceremonies. The stone does not ask if you are a woman. Stone only asks if you are a king. Your throne name is cut into cartouches across the empire. Motkari. Truth is the soul of Re. The boy, Thutmose III, still wears his own crown beside yours. On every wall, every relief, every seal, 2 kings, 1 throne. He says nothing about it. He is patient. You do not notice how patient. Not yet. You will not live long enough to learn what that patience costs. 20 years from now, patience turns into something with a chisel in its hand. Level 5. The Myrrh Trees. You are 39 years old. The Red Sea Coast. 1470 BC. 5 ships return from the land of Punt. Heavier than they left. Riding low in the water. Sacks of frankincense stacked to the rails. Ebony logs. Panther skins. Live baboons screaming in wooden cages the whole voyage home. 31 myrrh trees. Roots wrapped in wet linen. Carried up the gangplank like sleeping children. You plant the trees yourself. In a courtyard built for exactly this purpose. Dirt under your nails. For the first time in years. The resin smell will hang over Thebes for a generation after you are gone. No king has sent ships this far in living memory. You make sure everyone standing in that courtyard knows exactly whose ships they were. Word of the voyage reaches Nubia within the month. Traders exaggerate the treasure with each retelling. Level 6. The Rising Stone. You are 44 years old. Karnak, 1463 BC. 2 granite obelisks rise in front of the Temple of Amun, each cut from a single block. Each 97 feet of solid Aswan rock. Quarried without a single crack. 7 months of cutting by hand. A barge built just to carry the weight down the Nile. Wide enough to hold both stones side by side. Your name is cut into every face of both towers. Gold capped at the tips. It catches the first light before the rest of the city wakes. You call them a gift to your father. The god. Everyone standing in that courtyard understands whose name will actually be remembered. Workers who cut the second obelisk in record time receive a bonus in grain. Paid personally. A detail scribes are told to record for the temple archive. You want this remembered as generosity. You also want it remembered as speed only you commanded. Level 7. The House of Eternity. You are 47 years old. Dear el-Bahri, 1460 BC, your architect, Senenmut, has spent 15 years building your temple into the cliff face itself. 3 rising terraces. Colonnades cut so precisely they seem to grow out of the rock behind them. You call it Djeser Djeseru, Holy of Holies. Reliefs on the walls show your birth as the literal daughter of the god Amun. Molded by his own hands. On a potter's wheel. Not metaphor. Doctrine. Carved in limestone for anyone who can read it. Dust coats the workman's arms white by midday. The heat off the cliff face is thick enough to taste. You walk the unfinished halls at dusk. Alone. Listening to your own name carved into silence. Senenmut's name is carved here too. Small. Tucked beneath a staircase where only priests will ever crouch to read it. A quiet debt. Paid in stone. To the man who built you a mountain. Level 8. The Itching Skin. You are 49 years old. Thebes, 1459 BC. A rash spreads across your skin. Dry and scaling. Worse in the afternoon heat. Your physicians prepare a lotion. Animal fat. Resin. Plant oils. Rubbed in nightly against the itch. By servants who do not meet your eyes while they work. It brings relief for an hour. Then the itching returns. Worse than before. You do not know the lotion carries a compound that damages skin at the cellular level. Slowly. Silently. Over years of nightly use. Modern scientists will have a name for what it does. Not yet. You only know the itch. The smell of the salve. The sound of your own fingernails against your skin at night. Your physicians write nothing of this in the palace records. A king's skin is not a subject for scribes. Only the smell of that salve enters the historical record at all. Centuries later. In an analysis no one alive right now could imagine. Level 9. The Last Breath. You are 50 years old. Thebes, 1458 BC. Your body has grown heavy in these last years. Sugar sickness. Thick in your blood. Bone pain settled into your hips and spine that no lotion touches. Modern doctors will argue for centuries over what killed you. Diabetes. Cancer. Both diseases. Working together in the same failing body. The remedy for your itching skin becomes, slowly, a diagnosis in your bones. Your breathing thins in the dark room. A priest reads spells over you. Low and steady. Promising safe passage west, into the arms of the god Osiris. Across a river no living person has crossed and returned from. 22 years on the throne end in a small dark room. On an ordinary night, without an audience, without ceremony, Without anyone in Egypt yet knowing what has just gone quiet. You do not know what happens next. No one in this room does either. Level 10. The Chisel. You are stone now. Karnak. Roughly 20 years after your last breath. Workmen climb the scaffolding with copper chisels and quiet instructions. No one explains anything to them. They start with your name. Then your face. Chin first. Then the eyes. Gold leaf peels away first. In flakes that catch the wind like dead skin off a sunburn. Underneath, the stone comes away in gray dust. It settles thick on their sandals by the end of the day. No one shouts that a king is being erased. This is bureaucracy, not rage. A scribe checks names off a list. Methodical, unhurried. Yours appears on it 47 separate times. You do not feel the chisel. You never learn who gave the order. Or why now. 20 years late, stone does not ask questions. It only stops answering them. Not to the men swinging the chisels. Not to anyone who asks. Decades later, why? Level 11. The Buried Faces. You are stone still. Dear el-Bahri. The same years. Statues of you, dozens of them, are pulled down from the terraces you built with Senenmutes measuring cords. Granite, quartzite, painted limestone. The paint still bright underneath decades of temple soot. Each one shows a woman's face set on a king's body. The false beard, strapped under your carved chin. Exactly as the sculptors rendered it years ago. They do not melt you down. They do not burn you. They dig a pit in the quarry behind your own temple. They lower you into it. Face down, in pieces. Careful, even in the erasing. 30 feet of rubble on top. Packed down hard. A grave built for the image of someone already dead for 2 decades. The pit will hold you. In silence. For 3,400 years. No priest performs funeral rites over broken stone. There is no ceremony for erasing an image twice. Level 12. The Missing Name. You are silence now. Abydos. A generation later. A scribe copies the list of kings onto a temple wall. Cartouche after cartouche. Father to son. A line meant to run unbroken back to the gods themselves. Thutmose the first. Thutmose the second. Then the line jumps straight to Thutmose the third. As if no one else ever sat on that seat between them. 22 years are missing from the record. No explanation carved anywhere. No apology. Just an absence. Shaped exactly like you. Cut clean at both edges. For the next 3,000 years. Anyone reading this wall will not know you ever existed. Later kings will study this same wall to learn the names of their ancestors. They will never learn yours. Somewhere beneath a different city. A small wooden box waits in a storeroom no one has opened. Your tooth is inside it. It will wait considerably longer than the pit already has. Level 13. The Tooth in the Box. You are a mummy now. Enlabeled. In a small tomb called KV60. Cairo. 2007 AD. A team led by Dr. Zahi Hawass runs a CT scanner over an unidentified body. Pulled from museum storage decades earlier and largely forgotten. Overweight. Diabetic. Most likely. Based on bone density alone. In your 50s at death. In a nearby wooden box. Sealed for 34 centuries. Sits a single molar tooth and a fragment of jaw. It is catalogued only as miscellaneous. Inscribed with your throne name in faded ink. A technician fits the tooth against the mummy's empty socket. And stops breathing for a moment. Without meaning to. It fits exactly. To the millimeter. A separate study. Years later. Will link that same nightly lotion to the disease found in your bones. The salve that eased your itching skin was already killing you. One application at a time. 3,400 years of silence end with a dentist's measurement. In a fluorescent-lit lab. On an unremarkable afternoon in Cairo. This, not the night you died, is your final moment, somewhere in that same building. Your name is read aloud from a printed report. For the first time in 3,400 years. You lived this.